I just went on the best blind date of my life. So why are my coworkers acting like they have a dirty secret? I 34M separated from my wife in early 2023 and divorced in early 2024. It wasn't pretty, and I moved to Chicago to escape everything. A new job, a new city. I figured staying low was the way to go, but life had other plans. I kept to myself at first, but two coworkers, John, 26M, and Mark, 26M, befriended me. We were the only single guys in the office, and even though they were younger, we bonded fast. We went to music festivals, hung out every weekend, and for the first time in ages, I felt alive again. One night over drinks, the topic of dating came up. I confessed that I hadn't been on a single date since my divorce. Suddenly, things got awkward. John and Mark exchanged a glance and went quiet. I didn't think much of it until they suggested setting me up with their friend Sarah. They showed me her picture, cute, bubbly smile, and I agreed. They looked at each other again, giving each other these weird smirks. I brushed it off, assuming they were trying to set up two big people and didn't know if they were being rude. I didn't care. I thought Sarah was adorable. The weekend came, and I was nervous but excited. When I arrived at the restaurant, I spotted Sarah. But something was off. She acted like she didn't even know who I was. I awkwardly waved, introduced myself, and mentioned that Mark had set up the date. She stared at my phone and looked like she was going to cry. Great start to the date, I thought. I was ready to leave. But then, after a long pause, she told me she was okay to continue. The first 20 minutes were torture. She barely spoke, and when she did, she seemed distant, like she was bracing herself for something. I was about to call it quits when I decided to try one last thing. Maybe it was the fact that things were already going so badly, but I just came out with it. Look, you're stunning in that top, and if I'm being honest, I can't stop smiling because I'm happy to be here with you. She froze for a second, but then something shifted. She smiled. Suddenly, it felt like the air between us cleared, and the date began for real. We talked for hours about everything. Our jobs, how she'd known John and Mark for years, and our mutual love for Criterion Collection films. By the end of the night, we were walking through downtown Chicago and, somehow, it was after midnight. She was worried about getting home, so I offered her my couch. We didn't sleep together that night. We just talked, shared stories, and eventually, I opened up about my divorce. She listened, really listened, and I felt something I hadn't in a long time. Peace. We've been together for a month now, and things are incredible. I can honestly see myself marrying her. But here's the strange part. John and Mark have been acting super weird since the date. When I asked Mark about the awkward start, he brushed it off, something about Sarah not liking her picture being shared. But when I mentioned how well the date went, they seemed shocked, almost like they didn't believe me. John barely talks to me anymore, and when I bring Sarah up, he leaves the room. It's not just that, they keep canceling plans with me, especially when I mention bringing Sarah. I can't shake the feeling that there's something going on here, but I have no idea what. I've been thinking of bringing it up with Sarah, but for now, the vibes are super weird.